What's up guys, Henry107 here, coming back to you with another video. Today's video we're going to be reviewing my good friend Ricky's course on stocks. Now I personally do get a lot of DMs still sometimes regarding the how to learn the stock market pretty much. And since I am an affiliate with Ricky and TechBuds, this is why I'm also making this video, so people that can kind of see it from a different perspective, somebody that had some base knowledge and kind of took the course as in like, hey, I'm brand new into stocks, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to see, you know, how it works. Sometimes we forget that people don't have the background in the stock market, right? Or they're trying to learn. So this, what I ended up doing is I took it all as if I was barely starting with, you know, with how to trade stocks, right? And a lot of people ask, well, what kind of stocks do you trade? And, you know, what kind of trading does Ricky do compared to you? Are you guys different? Are you guys the same? So I'm just kind of here to just review the course overall. Like as if I was, you know, brand new taking the course. Let's just say like I bought it off of Ricky and I did it on my own. So the information that I kind of learned, I took it into notes. So as you see, I did take my own notes on it, just like if I was, again, like a brand new student, you can say, right? So I kind of started the course at, you know, 0%, and I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly like how it looks, right? What is it that you're gonna learn, and why is it so successful? I think that's the biggest thing. And I'm not just saying it just because I'm an affiliate with Ricky or anything of that sort, but I'm honestly just coming from a neutral perspective and showing what the course actually teaches you. I think a lot of people out there look for, hey, I just wanted all information in one place. I want to learn exactly everything in one specific place, and then be able to, you know, go into the stock market the next day. But the thing is, with this, it takes time, and I do have to mention it that people get a little anxious sometimes, and this takes, you know, it takes time and patience. And that goes a long way with, you know, just perfecting how you learn the information. So just, you know, going based on what we're seeing, I can tell you exactly that a lot of people are getting more and more onto, you know, making money online. And that goes obviously with like Shopify, having a bunch of, you know, online things going on. And we're in that market right now that, you know, you can make so much money, you know, online now. But, you know, having knowledge in the stock market, I think, is huge, just because, again, it affects the economy, right? So you kind of know exactly, you know, how companies are doing, what's going on, how is it going to affect, you know, your day-to-day things like gas, food, anything having to do with technology, right? So all these things brought to you simply by the stock market, and how you can kind of see what's going on and how you can actually profit on it. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to be kind of speaking on it, but kind of showing you guys the course overall. So with the course, what I'm going to be end up doing is just showing you guys exactly like what you're going to get. I'm going to talk about things very briefly, right? Giving you guys a little detail of like, hey, so this information you learn here and so forth, right? I don't want to bombard everybody with information just because if somebody out there does want to buy it. I want to make sure that, hey, I'm 100% on it. So, you know, don't spoil it as well, right? Because the way that I learn the information, again, I write it by writing it down and coming back to it and kind of like testing myself, right? Seeing if I remember what it is exactly. Because you do learn a lot of new terminology, and you learn a lot more on exactly what is it that you're gonna end up doing, right? A lot of people end up trying to do either swing or day trading, right? Depending, again, everybody's gonna be different in the course that they take. The best part about this course is that you learn entirely from not knowing anything what a stock is, right, to knowing exactly what a pattern is, you know, what's a support, what's a resistance. Like these words that you learn, you get to pretty much put into, you know, into work once you are actually trading in the market. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna end up recording my screen, right? So you guys kind of showing you guys exactly like, hey, from my point of view, what are you seeing? What do I see, right? As you are, you know, enrolling in this course, what are you gonna see, right? That's what a lot of people want to know. Like, what am I gonna see? What am I getting, you know, when I do end up getting this course? And from what I can tell you, the layout of it and everything is awesome, and I'm gonna go into detail. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. Okay, so to get started, we're here on the main screen, which I signed in already. And as you can tell, I am 100%, which is complete. So being complete means that I went through the whole course, I checked off everything, and I am successfully finished with the whole course, right? But that doesn't mean that, hey, once you finish it, you're done, right? It just means that, hey, you went through everything, good job. But as you can see, starting from here, you can see that everything is literally just laid out for you right in front of you, right? And we begin with the welcome video. He kind of goes into like, hey, thank you for enrolling, and he kind of puts you onto the start here. And when you start here, again, it's just a brief video of him explaining, and I'll play a little clip of it so you can see.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Learn, Plan, Profit. So this is actually just going to be a quick little introduction video letting you guys know the structure that we hold within Learn, Plan, Profit, and making sure that you guys have a fluid transition and being able to fully understand everything that this course has to offer.
So looking at that and precisely knowing exactly, hey, that is exactly what he's gonna do. And I think the way that he delivers it is phenomenal. And then you kind of get into, joining the LPP private group chats. They do have a private group chat, where people share information, and as well. So for example, the Excel files are very, very important in my opinion. 1,000 challenge growth plan, profit tracker. The reason why these are very important is because people tend to, kind of disregard them in the sense of like, hey, I don't really have to use them, right? Because I can, go based on what he's doing. But the reason the 1,000 challenge growth plan for me is very important is because it can actually put into words and actually show you on a graph and show you exactly where you can be and exactly what you can do, correct? So when you go, and again, when you get the course, you get exactly this as well. For obviously, if you have a PC, it would look a little bit different. But going based on what you see here, you see that there's $1,000 because it is a $1,000 growth challenge. But he lays out this formula for you that, whatever your principal amount here is, right? And he calculates a percentage growth per month, which is 28%. It's not that bad. Once you do learn the information, you see that it's totally achievable. But again, you do have to put in the work and have the right mindset to be able to be like, hey, this is totally doable. And at 12 months, right? Your target is to hit at 19,488. The reason that's a target is because if you come down here and you see that, in a year span, if you hit this accordingly to, you're supposed to be at 34,000, right? The example is given here. But obviously, since if A, you're barely starting out, or B, sometimes the days might not go as we plan. It even happens to him nowadays. If you guys do follow him or don't follow him, if you see sometimes that he's hitting well at like $400, $500, but again, that's on his pretty much account, correct? So a lot of people out there will like, well, how am I gonna know what I'm doing in this sense? And that's where the course is pretty much designed to do. In my opinion, I think having this tracker is huge because you can kind of manipulate the numbers to see exactly like, hey, if I was to grow my percentage at a lower rate, how would that change? If I change my principal, so let's say you want to start with $3,000, right? That automatically switches it up for you. So now you kind of see what the potential is. So just seeing exactly like, hey, if you want to have, $3,000 as your trading amount, right? It is going to have also some limitations, which I'm going back into having the course in hand gives you pretty much a lot of information. So when I was talking to him, and asking him exactly like, okay, where do you tell people to start, right? If they're starting with the course, what do you recommend? And he already told me to start with the basics. So what you're seeing here is exactly how he starts to teach what stocks are, right? So here you see the first video is called What are low cap stocks? You learn what resistance and support is, how much money to actually have into the account, what is paper trading, which is huge, which also explain in the video how it helps, how to use Ameritrade, because primarily he does use Thinkorswim platform to use his trading, which again he teaches you exactly how to set it up. And as you keep going down, he goes through a lot of explanations of what are, like, for example, pump and dumps, and exactly what style of trader are you, and he explains what he's doing. The PDT rule is huge. I think a lot of people will benefit from knowing what the PDT rule is. So if you have under $25,000, you are restricted to only 3 days of trading out of the 5-day period. So Going back to the chart, this is why, again, I really like the fact that he includes this chart when you do get the LPP program, because again, you can do so much with this chart and it kind of motivates you and also keeps you in track. So as you see here, day trades a week 3, number of weeks 4, right? So he is basing this chart saying that, hey, everybody who's taking this doesn't obviously have $25,000 into the account, you know, right in the beginning, and it's completely okay. I can tell you guys that me myself, when I started, and you know, a lot of people that are starting don't have that much money, and it's just because, again, obviously people have expenses, they don't have that much money saved, maybe their job isn't, you know, giving them enough to save that much, and obviously to dump in $25,000 into an account at once is probably not that easy. But again, this is why this chart is so great, because once you see that obviously the PD2 rule is gonna restrict you from doing all 5 days, you kind of like, well, what do I do those 2 extra days? And I'm gonna give you my insight of what I would do, what I still do, to keep you guys in track. Going back to this, you see that the growth per day is at 2.3%, which is, you know, pretty achievable, considering exactly the stocks that, you know, he's trading, or he shows you that he's trading, or his watch list. So he also has what's called a Sunday stock talk. So what that is, he goes through his stocks that, you know, are kind of, you know, hitting for him, or, you know, he's keeping them, you know, in a close attention to see exactly if he's going to be able to trade them or not. So if you can see, it's very well laid out. There's nothing much that you can say that it's difficult, right? As soon as you finish this part, I can tell you that from my particular notes, it took me about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it took me about 6 pages in total. As I'm saying here, yeah, 6 pages in total to get just through the basics. So what I'm trying to say with that, guys, is that you are gonna have to write notes to remember a lot of the information, and that is completely okay, simply because you can come back to it and read it and understand it. Again, if you guys are really serious about investing into the stock market, this is exactly how you guys want to kind of do it, right? Take your notes, write it down. You know, the more you write it down, the more you're gonna understand what it is it explaining to me. There's a lot of things, for example, that, you know, that from this course where I learned compared to this course, it's night and day. I learned from my uncle, which he was already just doing long-term trading. So the way that I learned it back when I was 16 is completely different than how he designed this. This really grabs you by the hand and takes you step by step on exactly what is it that I'm learning, right? What is it that, you know, is gonna make me successful in the stock market? If, you know, if I can trade off my learning experience to, you know, to having this at that point in time, I honestly would have been, I think, in a lot better place. Not complaining, right? I'm just saying that this is how well structured this is. The fact that he has any type of video that you might, for example, let's just say that you don't know exactly what scanning for stocks are, right? There's a video exactly how you scan for stocks, how he scans for stocks. And again, like, not everybody out there will show you that. And that's what I'm trying to go and explain why I wanted to make this video, is because people still ask me, like, is it worth it? Well, what do I learn? A lot of people don't want to invest into it because they're like, well, I don't have that much money to invest into, you know, the stock market, or, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody's different, right? And this video is more generalized to just see exactly, like, from my perspective, what I think you guys would benefit, and what I see that, hey, this is really going to help people. So again, if you guys are interested in the stock market and learning it, again, this course, again, not just because I'm an affiliate with him. Again, if there was something that I saw and I was like, you know what, I think this could be better, or, you know, et cetera, I would have suggested it to him, right? And just because I'm also in this, you know, point in time a student, right? I took his course as a student. I didn't take it as, hey, I'm going to criticize things that I see are, you know, are not, you know, on point. And from what I can tell you, being completely honest, the way he lays this out, there's no other information you're going to miss out. And a lot of beginning people that want to get started are always scared to take that initial step, right? They're like, oh man, the course is this much, right? And then if I want to make this much in the stock market, I have to invest into this, you know? I can tell you guys this right now. If you guys are serious, I'm guaranteeing you guys that the money that you invest into just the course alone, right? So just into what you buy the course for, it will repay itself back if you guys do the work. And a lot of people out there sometimes get scared, right? They put in the work, let's say for a month, and they're like, I'm still not 100%, sure about my decision. I encourage, a lot of those people that are out there right now that are like, should I do it? If they're sitting on the fence, I say do it. Push yourself. Right now, we're, in the middle of a pandemic, and you can see that, if you already had this base knowledge and you were following Ricky or following all the other people that invest in the stock market, you can see that they're still, living their life as a normal day. Nothing really is impacted for them as in making money besides, hey, what are we investing into today? And again, the fact that you can go really into anything, right? Once you have this course, it's completely yours. There's nothing you have to, reach out to anybody else or, ask them anything else. But you do have obviously access to that private group chat, which is huge. Any questions you have, they're there. They're not gonna, if you ask a question, I'm guaranteeing you guys, they're gonna answer. There's nobody that really kind of asks a question and leaves them in the loop. So going back to that and just showing you guys the mechanics of trading, right? And this is where you get into it, right? So once you go from the basics onto the mechanics of trading, so once you see that, you learn through the basics, which is 120 minutes of information, right? 120 minutes for me was 6 pages long. So what I'm trying to say is that you are gonna take notes, and again, this is information that's gonna sit with you guys. It's not gonna go away, right? You're learning into investing. It's different than being in a class in school, because once you learn the information, you kind of forget it the next year, right? You're not really like, oh, I'm gonna use the mitochondria or something like that, and like later on, unless you're pursuing a profession in that world. But with this information, I'm guaranteeing you guys, if you guys write it down and you guys just study it, you guys will get the ball rolling. There's not going to be any like hesitation about where to invest, because he gives you the confidence with the information that he gives you and how he learned it and how he pretty much was successful with it. And me from a starting perspective, again, I went through it all. My biggest part of this course was the My Indicators and Best Practice tab. The reason why is because he kind of goes, and as you can see, he goes into detail with a lot of things on here. And he exactly shows you how he identifies, right, and how he's able to profit on all these stocks. Once you kind of really take the first section of the course, which is the basics and the mechanics of trading, and you invest fully into the My Indicators and Best Practices, you fully understand how he was able to accumulate his knowledge based on what he does now. And again, it's an awesome way to learn, guys. And if you guys are sitting on the fence, this is, I'm not trying to pretty much tell you guys to go, hey, go and buy it. Not at all. He does have YouTube, and he goes live and he talks about, what he's doing. Sundays is Sunday evening around 6 p.m. is when he goes live, and he kind of goes through his stocks, what stocks to watch and whatnot. But again, him speaking is pretty much speaking to the general public, or speaking to people that already know and have the base knowledge, right? So if you guys are kind of sitting on the fence about trying to learn and trying to apply yourselves, the course is absolutely brilliant. And again, the fact that you have all this information available to you, right at your fingertips, you honestly don't have to go and ask anybody else. That's the best part of this. If you don't understand something, you can rewatch it and see how he applies it. Now, he does use Thinkorswim. The reason why he uses Thinkorswim, again, it's very easy to use, and also it's compacted well into having a TD Ameritrade account. So if anything does go wrong, the customer service is very good. But again, this is just a quick little video for you guys to give you guys, an inside look of what it looks like, what is it that you learn, and from my perspective, right, as having, some knowledge on the stock market and how to trade. But also, if you guys were my friends, if you guys were asking me like, hey, is it worth it? A lot of my friends that, around me have asked me about it, and, they have jumped on it, and a lot of them have been doing it, a lot of them haven't. The people that have done it, they're like, wow, the information is very valuable. So with that said, guys, this is just a quick little video to show you guys exactly what you guys see on the LPP and exactly what you guys get, when you guys get this course, and coming from a different perspective that, I'm not in Arizona with him, right? I'm in California. But again, I went to high school with him, and I know that, he's very diligent about how he did his work. So I'm just here vouching for the course as well, saying that if you guys are on the fence about it, this is a perfect time to jump on it. because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have a lot more downtime. If money is tight, you know, plan a little bit and be able to get the course, you know, and get you guys, you know, going. But if you guys don't, also, you know, on YouTube is where you want to go and learn some of it, how he speaks, you know, how he kind of communicates to everybody else. So again, if you guys do have any other questions though, go ahead, you know, you can comment down below. You can go on my Instagram, Henry107. Ask me the question there. You can ask me, hey, so about, you know, about that, you know, the course, you know, how would you say, you know, would I learn the information? You know, you do get, once you open up TD Ameritrade, you get 30 days of paper trading as well, which he talks about, which is huge, because you're pretty much trading with money that isn't yours, and you can kind of see exactly like either how hard it is or how easy it is, right? So again, guys, if you guys do want to maximize your time and you're at home and you're like, hey, I want some extra income, or, you know, start a different passive type of income, this is the way to do it. So again, if you guys have any questions, I'm also going to attach my link, so my personal affiliate link down below. I'll also send it to you through Instagram if you guys want to message me through Instagram. And what that link does is that pretty much it alerts me, letting me know that, hey, so and so or these people have registered with my link. So what then that does to me is let me know that, hey, that person, if you guys, let's say you guys have an issue or you guys have something that you need a question on, sometimes messaging Ricky, he gets so many DMs, not just relating to the stock market, right? But he does, you know, he has exotic cars, and that kind of gets attention from other people. But if you guys do have questions regarding like, hey, what about this? Or, you know, I still don't understand this, do not be afraid to message me through Instagram as well. Go ahead and send me a DM, you know, comment down below like, hey, you know, what do you think about this or this? I will give you guys my best advice, or, you know, or I would answer any question that you guys might have. So again, my name is Henry. I am an affiliate with TechBuds, and I hope this video helps out some people that are still on the fence about joining or not. Again, I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will be bringing out more information again on videos. This is just one based on, again, my good friend Ricky. But if you guys have any other questions on anything else, you know, let's say the car, buying a house, anything like that, go ahead and just comment down below. Or again, Henry107 on Instagram. You guys can also DM me through there, and I'll answer any questions you guys might have. Catch you guys later.